Hello, and welcome to That's What I'm Trying to Tell You, the podcast where women from different generations sit down to share their unique perspectives on life, current events, and everything in between. So join us as we navigate through topics with laughter, a little wisdom, and a whole lot of authenticity.
Never.
What are you never doing again?
Having 2 martinis back to back, like I did last night. They were
something,
delicious.
yeah.
That second one, after about the third sip,
You can start feeling it.
I was like, what is happening?
And I was witness to it, so it was pretty amazing.
It was,
Should have recorded it.
It was like the last time I really got drunk. It
Mhm.
was like the whole family, we went to somebody's house for like a swim party. And the ladies were all sitting around doing tequila shots
oh Lord.
of the husband's like excellent tequila. And after about the third shot, I'm sitting there going, I'm really feeling this. I had a hard time walking to the car. My daughter was livid at me, right? It was just like the idea of mom like losing it, like
You're a person.
no. What's so funny because, right, I mean, this was a while back, but the idea, right, the kids have a really hard time seeing their parents as people.
Yeah, right, that's true.
That's what
Saddest
you
Eliza.
say that time when, well, remember I got faded when we met up with my old classmate, Sergey, and I said, I
Yeah.
can't drive back. And she yelled at me the entire time.
Right, yeah.
It was like 1 a.m, and I said, you have to drive me back. I don't think you had your permit.
Yeah. I think it was
Another
years ago.
city.
But I can think of another time you had a little soiree here. You invited the neighbors up. Like,
Lord,
was this 2 years ago now?
Please, people don't get the wrong impression
No,
of me.
she's not a lush. She's not out of control. But sometimes, I mean, everybody's
Every
overdone.
2 years. Oh,
But she, I guess, had a little bit too much to drink, and there were people over here, and you just nicely excused yourself. Like, I'm gonna go. I thought you were going to the bathroom,
You just went and lay
I
down.
just would lay down in the back, and I was like, let me go and check on her. I was like, she's out.
I don't. Yeah, that's when I had a friend come into town. We had kind of started earlier in the day, but I love a good vodka martini,
too.
and it was so good because
Well, not
you guys
martinis. I
know,
love margaritas. Yeah. Anyway.
I've cut out, all this stuff that I'm not eating and no sugar and all that. Keto and blah blah blah, no dairy, and I just let it rip last night,
So did I. I had
and then
a,
ate dessert on top
Manhattan.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you got to do that. Right? I mean, you can eat healthy 90% of the time,
Mhm.
but what's the joy in life if
right.
literally everything this thing you do every day that should give you
Can't
some
do
pleasure,
this,
right?
can't
You
do
can't do
that.
that.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
You just think you could get hit by a bus tomorrow, and you're like, damn, I should have eaten that
should
piece
have
of
eaten that
chocolate cake.
cheesecake.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So true. I hate depriving myself, but at the same time, you feel better, at least for me, because I do it for health reasons. The sacrifice, it's worth it, but it is mentally draining because I find myself like, well, okay, I'm not going to eat this thing I really want, but I'll feel good, most of the time. But then you have cravings, and it's like,
I think it's kind of good. What I kind of trick myself a little bit, and you feel like you want to eat that, and I sort of think, you know what? You'll always be able to eat that at some point. You don't have to eat it right now
yeah.
because you can eat it in the future,
Mhm.
and then that kind of takes away that sort of. For me, it's kind of like that FOMO,
Yes,
right?
that's true.
You're like, oh, but this is here, or I'm at this particular restaurant.
Mhm.
I should eat that, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. You know what? I can always come back.
Right.
There's nothing
and get
stopping
it.
me, so I
That's
don't have to
true.
do it right now. So that kind of makes it a little easier.
You know what? For me, I think I used to plan my trips like if I had to do certain things,
Oh,
errands.
I absolutely
my
like,
God.
what can I eat out there?
When I would go before they started putting
the
Krispy
best.
Kremes everywhere, and we lived over in LA, I would be like, oh, I'm going to be over there by the drive-through Krispy Kreme on Crenshaw. That means I could go over there.
Oh, I absolutely do that. I
Oh my
absolutely
God.
do.
But I have stopped myself from doing that. Or like now we were talking about it's pumpkin spice season.
Oh, man.
And
I'm such a basic bitch for pumpkins.
yeah, I got all these things to do. I'm gonna get myself a pumpkin spice latte today
Yeah,
because I'm
right.
going over there, But you just have to It's just a way you have to retrain your brain.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, also, I think, yeah, you don't have to deny yourself. Absolutely. Like, it's pumpkin spice season. I had one the other day and I'm like, okay, that's my pumpkin spice for the season.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, but I did get to enjoy it.
It's true. You know, I wonder, we're a bunch of women having this conversation. I wonder if men do this too. Like, if they have the same level of mental gymnastics that they go through with, like, for the ones, I guess, that are trying to lose weight or they are health conscious or they've always been health conscious. I wonder, do they have the same kind of existential crisis anytime they
Huh.
want to eat a donut?
Yeah, interesting.
Whatever.
Interesting.
Or have
Yeah.
a beer or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I'm
know.
going to a Super Bowl party. I'll
Smoke a
save my
joint. I don't
calories
know.
for then, right?
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I was kind of like my son was pretty heavy up to maybe high school, and then he just decided that he was, I mean, he'd always been active, but you know, he was a big boy, tall boy, and then he just decided that he didn't want to do that. And it just seemed like kind of throwing a switch. He just was like, well, I'm not eating these foods. And he pretty much stopped eating carbs.
Wow.
And he started doing like that P90X or something.
Oh, yeah,
like
that Shine
training.
P, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, he must have lost like 100 pounds.
Wow.
It's incredible.
But, you know, this was a while ago. And to
No,
this
I'm
day, he
saying,
just,
wow, I know the boy.
well, he,
It's just incredible to hear, you know, because people, it's not easy to sustain. I mean,
Yeah.
you've done it,
I mean,
Dee.
and he just doesn't eat those things anymore.
Yeah.
That's like me. I won't say how much I weigh, but I was shocked. I got on the scale the other day and I've dropped like 3 sizes and I've lost a little over 40 pounds. And I do it, you know, when I woke up this morning after eating all the sugar that I did last night and the alcohol, I was like, you know what? I don't want to do that anymore.
Right.
I'm
So-
going to limit myself to
right.
having one drink and sip on it the whole night because that's all I can do. I
Well,
mean, you
also,
guys-
I mean, what's good is you did that last night. It's not like you're going to do it tonight.
exactly.
Right. You probably
Yeah.
do it for 6 months, a year,
Right.
year and a half. And
Mhm.
that's
But I
cool.
feel
right?
better. And my
Yeah.
recovery time was better because of the clean eating that I've been doing, you know? But I do get tired of thinking about, oh, I can't eat that, or if I go there, then let's see, what can I eat? I mean, like, you know what I ate last night? French fries.
Well, you know that the alcohol could have hit you harder because your body's so clean now.
That could be.
You know.
Yeah, I found that to be my case when I've done like these. I usually just do a long stint of the ketogenic diet, which is a low carb diet where you keep it to between 20 and 50 grams of carbohydrates. And I try to keep it on the 20 side. But when I have my binge meal or binge day, cheat day, I notice that it hits me, even if it's like a 5-ounce glass of wine, it'll just bottom me out. Or tequila, well, tequila always gets me, hits
Yeah.
me hard. But I was going to say about the moderation, I find that I have a very hard time. I'm kind of an all or nothing person. That's just the way I am. I don't know what it is, if it's my astrological sign or just the way I came here, but I have a very hard time. Like Kat, you said, okay, well, I don't have to have it. For me, if I'm like there and it's something I haven't had in a while, I have to eat it. But then I have the issue of backsliding. Like I can backslide really quickly and really forcefully. So I have to I found this time around me doing this keto diet, I've been better at restricting myself on what I can and can't have. But the moderation thing for me, it feels like punishment. I don't know why. I can't
Okay.
think my way around
Right,
it. I
right,
just can't do it. Like,
It is, though.
yeah,
You know-
but some people like you and Kat's son, you just like, okay, I'm a fast. He did the P90X and stopped eating the foods that didn't, that were high in sugar and carbs, and that was it. And you guys have been able to
How-
sustain your weight loss. Me, I'm like up and down, up and down, up and
I've
down.
done, this has
know?
been years of stopping and starting. I have done probably every diet you could ever think on. I can go back to high school to somebody will remember the grapefruit and boiled eggs diet. I did that. I did Weight Watchers. I've
Ew.
done everything. So now I don't know if I have more time, behind me than I do ahead of me. I don't know if it's it, but mainly it's because I feel better. And you guys know that I am dealing with a little osteoarthritis in my hip, and I have noticed that the anti-inflammatory diet
Mhm.
is helping me tremendously. So maybe it just took me longer to learn it, but I feel better. I feel
Yeah.
better overall, but I do not subscribe to depriving yourself,
Yeah.
But
And-
but this is, I mean, but you are depriving I mean, like Jay said, right? It is deprivation. Again, you are saying I can't eat this, that, or the other.
Situational deprivation. I don't know. I always have joked with Jay about Anderson Cooper. Like we live in California, and people out here, I notice when I watch different shows or one of these home shopping networks where people are in the Midwest, and I look at people and their different sizes and stuff, and I joke about the California look, right?
Oh yeah.
And we take all these supplements and peptides and stuff, and I notice a lot of people are telling me that I'm starting to look different. But I joke with Jay all the time about I want the Anderson Cooper look. Like he looks so toned, and I was kidding the other day. I said I bet he doesn't eat anything except like vegetables and protein.
Yeah. And he's a single father too, right?
He looks amazing, So anyway,
yeah, I would say that it's not
little
even just the
vain.
California look, it's sort of the coastal look or something. Because, like, I go back to New York a fair amount, and it's like all those people, it's the same thing. But then I went on a trip to Yellowstone, and, sort of middle of the country, people from all over, a lot of Midwesterners visiting the park. And, like, I'm not skinny by any means, but I'm looking at everybody going, wow,
Well,
this is
different.
so different than California. Like,
Right.
okay, now I see where the size 14, 16 average size is. I mean, in California, don't even bother walking into a store to look for clothes if you're a size 14, 16.
Exactly.
yeah.
Right? I mean, they don't have it. Their extra large is a 12
That's right.
in California.
Yeah.
So
You're very true.
it's funny, like
It will make you vain.
Yeah.
I buy some clothes from, or I tried to buy some clothes, from some online sellers in China.
Mhm.
And you have to laugh at it because overall, the Chinese population is smaller than Americans, just not even in terms of being fat, but just bone structure wise,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And so if you look at the Chinese sizing on clothes, their large is probably like a size 8, American size. And oftentimes if you show them a picture of something and you're like, oh, I'd like to buy this, what size should I get? They always want to know what your height and what your weight is. And I'm like,
That's
that's a weird way to be able to size
Very.
clothes, right? Because people can be the same height and weight, have vastly different body
shape.
types.
Yeah, the shape.
So I usually okay, I'll tell them my height, I tell them my weight, but then I will also tell them, like what is my chest circumference, what is my
Yes.
waist circumference, right?
Mhm.
And I'm on an online chat group for other people who buy, clothes from China. And we're all sort of laughing because, of course, all of us on the chat are primarily American and some Europeans, but we're all laughing like the Chinese sellers will actually tell you things like, oh, honey, you're way too big to fit any of these clothes.
Can we talk
No
about
filter.
the jeans I just bought and am going to return for the second time?
Oh yeah, because of the
Did
size.
you buy them online?
No.
No, she's
I
Oh.
bought 2 pair of really nice jeans. And you guys know I'm 5 feet tall and I have a big ass, right? And I put them on, I got them zipped up, and the second pair said made for curvy. Did it?
Yeah.
say that?
Curvy
And my
fit.
ass there's a gap in the waist.
Look like you were sagging.
Because I got a black girl ass. Okay? It's crazy.
It's
now I gotta
crazy,
take them
yeah.
back again.
Right, right,
Second time. And I said to Jay, where do these pants come from?
right, right.
Body shape. What is curvy? To who
Right.
made this?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And I would think from a financial standpoint too, like everything's made in China now, right?
Right.
So, and a lot of your stuff is going to America where the people are bigger
Right.
than the people in your country. Like, they're going to be bigger. Like, just make the fucking clothes,
I know that's what's so fun. Like on this group chat, like some people are like, "Oh yeah, she's saying." Oh, I guess somebody was talking to somebody on the phone. Oh no, sorry, I'm getting my stories confused. This girl went shopping for clothes in Hong Kong. And she's Asian, but she grew up in London and she's not super skinny. I mean, there actually are Asians that are not built, like a little stick. She was like, if you want to be humbled, just try to shop in Hong Kong for clothes and not be a size 8 to 10. Because she says she walks in and since she speaks Chinese, she hears them yell to the back of the store,
Oh,
bring the triple XL.
Oh my God.
oh my, this hog just walked
Yeah,
in.
I've seen this girl. I mean, she's not that big.
was gonna say, was she like a size a US 12 or something? Like,
Yeah.
wow.
You'd be like maybe 12, 14. Like, bring the triple XL.
That's crazy.
Jesus.
Or they'll
That's
actually look
crazy.
you up and down and they'll be like, you have to lose at least 20 kgs in order to fit in any of our clothes.
Wow.
And we're just sort of laughing because it is also a Chinese trait to be very blunt about those sorts of things.
I was
like,
just going to ask you
I don't
that.
know if they don't put that stigma on it like the way Americans typically do. But I mean, like, I grew up in America, but it was difficult because my extended family, like we'd show up for, Chinese New Year's or, some kind of holiday, and I'd have my aunties look at me and they will look you up and down and go, oh, what do you get so fat for?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
Black people do that too.
Yeah.
Oh, you got such a pretty face. If you just get that weight off, girl, you'd be something else.
yeah.
Really?
Come on now. I feel so good and empowered now. Thank you.
Right. Thank you for that helpful advice.
Yes.
Really? Like,
Now-
I feel like I don't look at myself in the mirror every day.
I have had much success with two designers. Rachel Roy
Oh, yeah.
makes jeans for big asses, and J-Lo had some jeans,
And I'll
that-
shout
that
out,
really
Levi's have always fit me well. I don't have such a huge booty, but
Mm.
I do have huge boobs. But my hips, I guess, are wide. But I find that Old Navy jeans
Mm.
and Levi's have always worked for me too. Yeah, I don't know if it's because I used to really, really be into fashion, and now I'm not because I guess I just got older and I don't know, started working and whatever. But when I was, as a size 12, pretty much my whole life, I'm like a 12, 14 now, US size. I would do research like, are these designers just prejudiced? Like,
Mhm.
can they not get extra material? Like, is there some
Right,
kind of
like-
shortage? They don't know how to draw the
You know,
pattern
I
in a
mean, you
larger
that
size.
they'd want to sell a lot of clothes. They'd sell so many more clothes.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy, but I have actually heard of designers like, I don't want some fat uggos walking around in my clothes.
That's so disgusting.
It
That's so
is.
disgusting.
So vile, such a horrible thing to
Well,
say.
when they first, I don't know when this was, maybe 2010s, 2000s, when they started, the fashion industry started to pay, I would say, lip service to the fact that not everybody is a size 0 or can get to a size 0. Some of these magazines, like, I don't know, maybe Elle or Vogue, maybe would have a curvy girl issue. I mean,
Yeah.
and I'm looking, speaking as somebody who was like a 12, 14, I'm looking at these women going, I'm sorry, you're calling that curvy? And she'd be what, maybe a size 8?
Right, I was gonna say 8, maybe a 10.
Yeah.
It's really getting up there.
And I was just, I was like, wow,
Now I
you're
gotta ask,
saying,
it's mostly white models.
oh yeah, for sure.
So you got,
For sure.
maybe a smaller butt.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
fixated on the butt now. I'm sorry, but it's
Yeah,
like,
no, I mean,
look at what you're.
Basically, they were going from somebody who was basically a skeleton
Mm.
to somebody who had maybe a little bit of a bust
Mm.
and a little bit of hips.
Mhm.
That was their big advance because
crazy.
really, right, designers like to design for a hanger.
Yeah.
They want their clothes to just hang. They don't want anything distorting their lines. That's why they don't want somebody that has a butt or boobs. So
Probably less time to make the garment
it's
too.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if I really am a fan of Project Runway. And in the early seasons, they all had your standard models. And then at some point, I can't remember when, they started bringing in a couple of curvy models. And there would be kind of
As in what size? 16?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so then I think it was a lottery for who got what model. And these designers would just be in agony if they ended up with the one stuck,
Oh my
quote
God.
unquote, with the curvy model.
Just
because
like
they're
school.
just like, they didn't know what to do with the boobs and they didn't know what to do with a butt, and they couldn't figure out how to drape it. So they put her in some giant moo
Good
thing or
grief.
something, and now.
Just coincidentally how most plus size clothes
Right,
look still
right.
today.
Right. And I mean, you're like,
And it's always in the back of the store. Do you know that?
that's
It's
right.
always in the
That's
back.
right.
Yeah.
You
Now
know-
not so much. I've noticed. I give Target their kudos. Like they have the model, the mannequins are bigger now, and they'll be like at the front. I have.
Yeah, I
that's
think
changed here.
I think recently there really has been higher visibility
Mhm.
for more normal sized
Mm.
bodies.
Probably because of DEI. That's a two-edged sword there.
That's possible. That's possible.
Now, do they do the same thing for men? I don't know. I see I don't know. I'm seeing
Well,
more
men's-
big and tall.
Yeah.
Even in stores like Ross or Burlington, I'm seeing a section because I always felt that men were slighted, you know,
What, just in terms of general fashion?
general fashion, but also big and tall men, which I'm a fan of. Anyway,
And just
I
the
love big,
selection, like what
burly
do men
guys.
are just mostly, well, now men, there are men that wear dresses and skirts, but like before now, men usually just what will wear pants, jeans, and yeah, button downs, polos, and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
I think there was less range. And then, like even as men get larger, they might, their stomach, I mean, I guess some, they might get somewhat of a bigger butt or their stomach, so their waist circumference, but they don't quite have as many different angles that have to be fitted as women,
Mhm.
yeah.
So it's a little different. I do have to, this is completely maybe off topic, but I've always thought like basketball players, right? They're really big.
Mm-hmm.
And it must be very difficult for them to find clothes. And then you see these basketball players at their press conferences sometimes, and I'm like, you have probably more money than God, and you couldn't come up with something nicer to wear.
Oh.
I mean, like, I'm just sort of like, somehow,
Not all of them, though. Some of them
A few of them.
so many like
so sharp.
fashion choices. I'm just like, whoa.
I find them doing a lot of trendy stuff now. Like,
Yeah, that could be. I mean, I haven't
it's
looked
crazy, like
lately.
short shorts and stuff on huge black men.
I
and
can't stand that. I do not. I am not a fan of the short. Well, you know, that's a. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The rappers and stuff like these and ones coming up, young black men, they're wearing like crop top, like stuff that
No,
and like
no.
cami skirts and mini skirts. I'm like,
Crazy.
and there was funny enough, there was a Boondocks episode, that show that came on where the younger brother Riley started following some rapper. This was like 15, 20 years ago, and he was wearing little camisoles and mini skirts because the rapper was wearing it. And they're like, it's happening now. It's crazy.
Because that's always been a thing in the black community that there are no brothers on the planet that you're going to see with shorts on above their knees.
Oh well, except for
brothers just
basketball
don't do
players
that.
in the 70s.
Well, that was different. Yeah.
Crazy. I always wondered how that happened.
When you look at some of those old games, you're like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Kareem and Jerry West and
Tiny short shorts.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
crazy.
Larry
Not
Bird.
now. You're not going to find that now. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe now though. I don't know.
But it's funny because as you were saying that about in the crop tops and the mini skirts, I haven't seen what you were talking about,
Mhm.
but men's fashion kind of has evolved to that point that as you're describing it, I'm just sitting there going, oh yeah, I can totally see that.
Right.
Right? It's not something that I'm like, really? I'm like, oh no, absolutely.
It's crazy.
Along with the painted nails.
I
and
mean, I would
everything
say,
else.
I was saying what you were saying, like you thought that men kind of got short shrift? And I'm thinking, well, now they're like, this is their heyday. If you want it, basically, it's anything goes. I mean, I think men look the best in a well-cut suit.
Me
It's
too.
amazing.
I love cologne.
Mhm.
I love
It's
polished
sexy.
shoes.
I say that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want your nails painted.
Can't do that.
I honestly, I'm not into earrings.
Yeah, I don't.
I like an earring. I will
Really?
say I do like an earring. Yeah.
I don't
don't mind long
It's-
hair. I will say this is not me being racist or self-hating against black people, but I do not like long locks on a man or
Yeah, I'm not a
really
fan.
long hair on a man.
Yeah, I have trouble with long hair just because I have yet to see long hair that looks really nice. Usually it's too thin or it's stringy or you know what I mean? It just
Mhm.
doesn't look attractive.
Mhm.
I mean, maybe that's what will happen next is men with long hair will be going to women's stylists and getting the blowout and the you know what I
I'm
mean? It's sort of
sure.
like
Yeah.
we'll go that extra mile.
There's a guy on, I guess he's on Instagram, Mr. Little. Shout out to Mr. Little. He
Oh
lives in
yeah, the
Florida.
black guy.
Oh my God. And there's another guy, I can't think of his name, but I like his style.
Mhm.
He has an apartment overlooking the ocean in Florida. I don't know what part of Florida, but he does these videos on coming home as a bachelor. He's got his colognes, he's got
He's like
his
a lifestyle
It's a
content
lifestyle.
creator.
I really like him and the way he dresses and he travels, pardon me, with his friends. Sometimes they go, to different countries, and I think he's a good model.
Yeah,
For
for
men.
masculine,
Yeah.
like traditional dressing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How old is he?
30 something maybe.
Yeah. If that.
And there's another guy, I have to find him, but he does suits. He will do different outfits, and he literally will come out with his underwear on, and then he'll match a tie, a suit. Don't remember his name, but yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong
Yeah,
with a
that I
sharp
mean,
dressed man.
it
No.
always looks good. It
Yeah.
always looks good. And it's funny because, like I know some young men who just don't want to dress like that. I mean, it's not even that they don't want to dress like that exactly. I don't even know what it is. To me, it seems kind of young, right? It's almost like, well, I don't want to put on the good clothes. I just want to be comfy and this or that.
Right. Do me.
Yeah, and I'm again, right, it's that whole I just want to do me. And it's like, well, they don't even realize that, you look so good like that. You're
Right.
gonna get a lot of positive attention.
Right. You don't even have to be attractive, but if you have it, like, just for example, like everybody think it's funny. I was thinking about this last night. Everybody thinks George Clooney is hot, except for me. But I will admit, there are some men that I'm not attracted to, but they're still handsome.
Right.
He's one of them.
Right.
Because he always has a beautiful suit on. His hair is always cut. He's well groomed.
Right.
Just has that classic masculine, put together, polished look.
I agree.
That does it for me.
I agree. Yep.
Hey everyone, and thanks for tuning in to another episode. If you enjoyed what you heard, please follow, comment, and reach out on our socials. Also, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. If you resonated with anything in the episode, be it products or topics, make sure to check the show notes for additional information, or shoot us an email if you like. See you next time.